Good morning, everyone, and it's Lilia from Heal Scotland. And today I have with me Billie Jo Watt,
Yes, that's it.
Dancing with the Universe, which I absolutely love. So our wee cells dance with the universal cells. I love that. So thank you so much, Billie, for coming on the podcast.
Thank
And
you
also,
so much for having me. Yeah,
you're going to be part of the Goddess Gather in Aberdeen.
I am. I am so excited. So
I
excited.
know. We had two amazing gatherings in Edinburgh and Glasgow, and we're all super excited to be back on the road. We're Dundee next weekend, and then we're up with you the following weekend. So tell us
Amazing.
about Dancing with the Universe. How did that come about?
So, Dancing with the Universe, that is my business name. And yeah, I launched my business just over a year ago now. And basically, Dancing with the Universe brings together so much different things. So much different healing modalities that can really help anyone feel balanced, feel aligned again in mind, body, and soul. And the reason that I chose that business name was for a few reasons. So, I've been on quite a big healing journey myself in the last 5, 6 years, healing from lots of mental health related things, really. So like, anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, all these different things. And what I've done now is with my business, every single thing that's helped me massively get to where I am now. And I know these things work because I've done them, I've lived it myself. I've used these things myself. I now use them for my business, for my clients. And my logo is actually a dancing alchemy bottle because I truly believe that every single one of us, we can completely transform. It doesn't matter what we've been through in life. We can absolutely heal with the right support. Sometimes we just need a little helping hand to get there. So we are the alchemists of our life. We can turn our trauma into treasure, and we can go on to live really beautiful lives. So yeah.
I was just talking, I did a live and breathwork this morning, which I unfortunately got interrupted with an internet failure, but I was that exact thing. We are alchemists. We are
Yeah.
unconsciously changing our chemistry all day long. And what we're looking at now is consciously changing our chemistry and understanding that we're actually the pilot of this spaceship rather than one of the passengers sitting in the back, shiggling around, hoping for the best.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
like everybody I've been talking to, all the goddesses that are coming to Dundee and all the ones that have been as well, is that it's very difficult to really, identify. People say to me, "What do you do?" And you're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, how can you?"
Yeah.
You can't, because what we're all doing now is hundreds of courses, trying everything in our own body, getting a level of success and wanting to share it with others, and it's just very difficult to put a label on that.
It
You know,
really is. I agree.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
love this Dancing with the Universe. I mean, I'm a big fan of dancing. So I think that. So, can you explain to us how you kind of how you decided? What do you do? Like, so who comes to you?
So again, so I do lots of different, like you said, you've just hit the nail on the head. When people say, "So what do you do?" I'm like, "Well, I do a bit of this, I do a bit of that," and there's so much different things. Holistic healing, so sound healing, which is obviously what I will be doing at the event on the 18th of January, not January, sorry, February. So sound healing, I discovered sound healing. When was that? Back in 2020 was when I discovered sound healing. And obviously it was during COVID, and, we were all living in isolation. There was so much fear. Mental health, was ramped up at that time, and it was a really scary time. And I actually discovered sound healing on YouTube. I just stumbled across somebody playing a crystal singing bowl, and I was absolutely amazed. I popped some earphones in, went inside myself, traveled inside of myself, and had such a deep healing experience with that one sound healing meditation that I listened to, that I thought, wow, like there's something in this, and I went to learn this. So I ended up buying one single crystal bowl. The following year, I ended up buying a complete set of the 7 bowls, which represent all the chakras. and did a course in sound healing. So that is one of the biggest things that I do in terms of my business. I've just started to host local sound baths here in Aberdeen a few months ago. They are really taking off. It's absolutely amazing. And then, you know, having the opportunity to come to events like this as well, it just means so much to me. It really does, because I know, again, because I use sound healing, if not every day, every couple of days, I'm giving myself a sound bath, you know. And I know just how much it helps me, like with my overall well-being. So no matter what I'm going through with my mental health, if I'm struggling with grief, if I'm struggling with sleeping, if I'm struggling with physical pain, I've had quite a few bad accidents in recent years, and I find that when I do sound healing, it really helps the physical pain. So the science behind sound healing is something that just blows my mind, and it's really important to speak into that, because so many people think it's so airy-fairy, they don't really understand it. No, the science behind sound healing, if anybody looks it up, there is a long list of benefits, you know, that's been scientifically proven. So yeah, sound healing is my happy place. It really is. And you know, the vibrations that come from the crystal bowls are just so powerful. If nobody's been to a sound bath before, and if they come to the event that's coming up here to Aberdeen, they will be absolutely amazed, because I think your first experience of sound healing is something that you'll never forget.
And as you say, the data, because everybody likes, because they don't trust their body, they like the science, is crystal clear.
Crystal clear, yeah.
And the power of crystals as well to, you know, to transmute and transform, and the crystals that are inside our actual own brain. And we are, to use Joe Dispenza's language, an instrument of consciousness. We are music. I was just listening to some data around the power of the voice, and you know, we can change everything by singing and chanting, and you know, who, when they were young, didn't know that music could change your state? Why did we go to clubs? Why did we play our music loud? Why did we suddenly get transformed by our favourite music? You know, it's obvious.
And so many people, absolutely. And I think so many people associate, like, you've got to be really drunk, you've got to be on a night out to dance and to move your body and to connect with sound and vibration. And no, like, you know, if we can get more comfortable just being like that more freely, you know, at home, and go back to all these ancient ways of living, chanting as well, like you've said. Like I've done so much chanting in the past, and there's actually a very powerful on YouTube. It's a 21-day chanting mantra with 2 people, and at the end of that 21 days, you can have a huge spiritual breakthrough, a big transformation from the inside out, because again, chanting it's an ancient thing. It's so powerful.
Fantastic. I absolutely love it. So so do you work in groups? Do you work online? Do you work one-to-one?
Yeah, so I pretty much do a bit of everything. So like I said, I do the sound healing. I'm also trained in Reiki, energy healing, and I will be infusing the sound bath, you know, that weekend with Reiki, which will be amazing. I also do things like readings as well. So I've done like oracle cards, tarot card readings, mediumship readings, things like that for about 5 years now. And I also run like development workshops. A lot of my work is online and a lot of my work is offline. And I actually love that balance. Since I've started to do sound baths in Aberdeen, and I also host women's circles as well. So they're both online and offline as well. I've just started to do in-person women's circles in Aberdeen a few months ago. At the same time, I launched the sound baths, and I love the in-person events because you can really connect with people in that way, and you're bringing people from your local area together to heal, to grow, to support each other, which is beautiful. But then, of course, we've also got the advantage of technology and social media, and so a lot of the things that I do, like the women's circles, spiritual development workshops, even, yes, some sound healing, I can work remotely. I bring people together on Zoom and on video calls, just like discussing different topics and things. So there's a lot of different things to my business. I'm always doing different things. It's amazing. I love it.
Best of both worlds, isn't it? You know, we're combining kind of ancient understandings with the latest technology, and that's definitely what I'm doing as well with some of the pretty radical equipment we have. And you'll see it. You'll see the biofield viewer, which gives you a chance to look at your energy system in multicolor, and how the chakra system and just the flow is absolutely incredible. So, and because I think that's the big problem for a lot of us is we don't believe in what we can't see. So, and we don't believe in what we feel a lot of the time. You're just like, what, you needed science to tell you dancing's good for you. Singing's good for you. You cannot work that out yourself. But that's how much it's like, oh, let somebody tell me that this works. See the amount of, because I always say to people, all you're doing when you're asking for data is asking somebody else to try it first. So that because you're not going to bother your arse until somebody else has proven it to you. It's like, what is that about? Get out there. Again, Joe just talks about this. Try it yourself. Try everything and stop waiting for other people to tell you. And that's I think what sound healing is, because it's a form of letting go, isn't it? It changes.
Oh, absolutely.
The frequencies run through the microtubules. We connect. The heart changes. The alchemy changes. I mean, just such a powerful, well-documented and proven thing.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you an example. Just, I think it was not last week, but the week before, I was holding a sound bath at a venue in Aberdeen here, and someone came in, and when she came in, she was so nervous. She'd just had a panic attack. She was feeling quite vulnerable, and she almost didn't make it because her mental health was so bad that day. And in her face, you could see so much like tension, so much tightness, so much, she just didn't look great, she didn't feel her best, she didn't look her best. She came in and she said, I feel I really, really need this today. And it was only for an hour, that session. So she lay down and she received that sound healing for an hour. I am not joking. She sat up and her face, she looked 10 years younger. Not even just me, but everybody, there was at least 3 people in the room, looked at her and said, wow, you look completely different. And she said, I feel it. And her eyes were lighting up. She had a spark back in her face. She looked happy. She looked relaxed. She said, that has blown my mind. How can I come in here feeling so awful, so detached, like from myself and from the world around me, and now I feel like reborn? She said, I need to come to this all the time. And I said, yeah, you do. Like, it's that powerful, it has that effect.
Well, and the other thing that I love, because I tend to work with people who have been diagnosed either incurable or terminal, and I've become very aware that the last thing you need is me coming in saying, you need to do this, you need to change your diet completely, you need to do, you need to out that toxic relationship, you need to change your job, you need to move home, all of these things that may be relevant, because when you have a terminal diagnosis, you have no capacity for anything else, but you can lie down and receive sound, and this is the thing. Let's start focusing on the things that people can find they can do easily without any judgment, and just witness, allow your body to be held by the sound, by the frequencies. And I mean, it's just because so many of us are, I'm single, but so many people are single, trying to juggle mother, father, breadwinner, a psychologist, psychiatrist. It's just too much. And you don't need somebody coming in and putting more stressful things onto you that you need to change. But it's just like, just listen, allow the music to hold you. And because it's letting go, isn't it? It's just
absolutely letting go. Yeah.
Let go of the belief that you're separate, and you realize you're part of this unified field of music. And that's really ultimately all that it's doing, but it's so profound. And I think, I always bang on about this because I'm like, we don't need somebody in a laboratory with a microscope with 6 PhDs. The solutions are right there in front of us. It's simple. Think of the body as an energetic system and let the energy move, and stop holding on to it and interfering and judging and worst case scenario. This is where it all starts and finishes. And what I love about, like you're saying, you do online sessions and one-to-ones, it means that even if somebody's not got and a lot of people haven't, social anxiety, they can't go to a group. They know, or feel that they can't, they believe that they can't, therefore they can't. But you can maybe have the courage to privately message you and just lie in your bed and receive a healing like that.
Absolutely.
Do that, you know, and also there's so much stuff for free now, you know, that you can access yourself. And if you don't have money or time, you can say, well, let me just have 5 minutes of absorbing this different frequency so that I can be my own alchemist. You know, I'm a big proponent of, we have the power now, and we have everything we need's there.
We've got the tools. We've got, in fact, we've got too much tools. We spoke about this just before we started the live video. That is it's overwhelming now. People who are starting their healing journey, I feel, you know, can get so overwhelmed because there's just so much information coming from all different sources, all different angles. And you're like, what do I do first? Where do I start first? There's this course, there's this thing, there's this thing. But like you've said, actually, you've got it all within you, right? And I love to tell people this. If you just have like one sound healing session, if you have a Reiki session, energy, sound, vibration, this is what we are. Like, we are made up of all these things. And if we can learn how to work with that, then yes, we can we can transform from the inside out. And yes, we do sometimes need a helping hand, but like you said, you know, we don't need all these different professionals with all these different titles to tell us how to live our lives. We can choose to heal ourselves, you know, exploring things that we know are going to be really good for us. But I honestly think a lot of people don't come to sound baths if they've never been to them before, because I think the times we're living in right now, right, we're living in such a fast-paced society, and everybody's doing, men and women, you know, we're like working lives, family lives, we've got so much different roles that we play in in our everyday lives. And it's so easy to lose ourselves in that. And sometimes we're just on autopilot, and we don't even really aware of how much we're just, you know, we're so busy. And so people need to learn. It's actually like giving yourself the gift of slowing down. Like, people need to learn, like, it's actually okay to take time out and go and do something like that, like just lying still on the floor for an hour. Most people have never even done that before. Most people don't even meditate. You know, I say to so many people, do you meditate? Do you take even 10 minutes out of your day every day? No. And I think, well, what are you doing with your day then? It's like, you know, from the minute we're waking up in the morning, our smartphones is in our hands, we're out the door, we're messaging, we're busy, coming home, messaging, cooking, going to bed. It's like, no, we need to learn how to detach from that and actually create space for ourselves, for stillness, just to be, and to get comfortable with just being present, being still, which I think, you know, we need that in society a lot more, I think.
Well, this is it. And I think, you know, I sort of retired quite a lot from you know, the normal hamster's wheel quite a long time ago. I was like, no, I'm working my arse off, and the government are getting more money than I'm getting. I'm not participating in this. And I moved to Malta, and, you know, just went on a bit of a journey and was just like, I'm not stressing myself out anymore. Like, what for? And so I've been out of that rat race for quite some time. But it's interesting how you can, obviously, setting up Heal Scotland as a charity, social enterprise, and then suddenly you've got, you know, there's responsibilities, and, you know, you've got to do things for. And I was sort of like that. Oh, wait a minute here. Again, I am not getting dragged back into the system. Heal Scotland for me is about a passion, and about me letting people know all the things that's taken me decades to learn. I wish somebody had told me. It's as simple as that. If you're open and willing and ready to take responsibility for yourself, because the nanny state has to go. I think if you look around you, you'll see people are getting sicker. What we're doing is not working. First sign of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We need to do things differently. And today is a close friend of mine's daughter's, would have been her 24th birthday. She passed at the end of last year at 23. Today's her 24th birthday. And I was talking to her mum this morning. You know, she made a profound impact on my life, because she was diagnosed with a form of leukemia and she refused to have any treatment.
Wow.
She felt that she couldn't be cured. She could maybe, her life could maybe be prolonged, but at best that's all that she was going to get. And she wasn't willing. She wanted to go on her terms. And I've never known anybody to do that before.
That's really incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, she was very challenging. I use that word lovingly, but she made me laugh every single day. She was saying a lot of the things that I just wouldn't have said out loud. She didn't have any soft edge to her. She said to the oncologist, you can't cure me. So, and I'm very sure that that's very unusual for people to say things like that and to actually challenge this perceived authority. And she was equally with me. She would just, don't use that language. I loved it, because I was like, you need people to challenge, because we're all so in the system, in the habits. And she really, the truth bombs that she hit you with were, if I'm going to die in my own terms, not making big pharma richer. And I was like,
wow.
And and she didn't want to be constantly terrified. If you don't do this, you're judged. And it was quite spectacular to watch. She made a profound effect on everyone she came in touch, in contact with. But my big thing is that we need a place now for people like Danielle that are like, no, I'm not doing that. Now, we can have the rights and wrongs, and it's not for everybody. Most people want to be in the system. That's absolutely fine. But more and more now, people are saying, I don't want to do that, but there's nowhere else for them to go.
You're so right. Yeah.
What I believe is we're going to have to create something, because the government's not going to do it.
No, they won't do it.
It's going to have to come from us, for people that want to live from the heart, no matter how different that may seem. Somebody's got to put their foot out and say, I'm going to do it a different way. And
you're so right. And it looks like you are, at the front of that with everything that you're doing right now. I just want to really acknowledge that and say that, what you're doing right now for the greater good is absolutely incredible. You're doing a big thing, and you should be proud at what you're doing.
Thank you. That means a lot. I was saying to Shirley this morning, I said, sometimes I just feel like selling everything and giving up. And then you're just, I was in the Alps last week with my snowboard, and it was amazing.
Wow.
And I've just come back, just finished a 3-day water fast, and I'm like, right, come on.
Buzzing, feeling it,
create because we can. As soon as enough people decide we need something new, we will create it. I 100% know that. I've created a lot of things in my...
So you created Heal Scotland then? You are like the person behind it all. And when was that set up?
Well, it wasn't really set up. I decided to run a community. Barmolach Farm, which is kind of where I half live, and I've been living there on a biodynamic farm.
Okay.
And they have 3 self-catering cottages in a hall. And I thought, and the first time I saw it, I thought, my God, this is a community, a healing community.
Yeah.
They've got food, they've got the river, they've got the land. It's just a really special place. And I rented the place off them for 3 months. I raised the money, and I started off with 12 people, ended up with 9 through a 3-month program, because I thought we just need to prove that if you do certain things every single day, you'll get better. Now, we categorically proved this. And unfortunately, there was a guy who came and he was to make a documentary for me, but he took the money and ran.
Oh, really?
Sadly, we've not had the video footage of the success that we had. So anyway, I've had to let that one go. I really hoped, that he would see and do the right thing, but he hasn't as yet. And so we had, and Helen, who owns the farm, she's a physio, and she did very measured, measurements to see how much you could see in them. They all had phenomenal results. So my idea was, right, okay, let's put people in the right environment, give them the right things. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of kicking and screaming and cheating and awful behaviour. But I still prove my point. If you do the right things every day, the body responds. It is not rocket science. It is obvious. But that's a very difficult thing if you're in your house, trying to make all these changes by yourself, because you make what
Absolutely.
you think to do. So then my friend was like, you could get funding for this. And that's when we decided to make it into a more formal structure, really to get into funding and all that stuff. But as soon as you go down that road, you get absolutely bogged down with a load of lunatic stuff. But anyway, that's what you have to do. So function in this world. So yeah, so now we have a board. So that was 4 years ago. So and then lockdown came, obviously, and things went on hold for a while. So really now we're just getting the energy back up and running. But really the message is educate, inspire, support. When you understand how powerful the body is as an instrument of consciousness, it's absolute an energy, and you can change the energy. Nobody else can change it for you. We don't heal you. You heal yourself. But as you say, we can support you, we can guide you, we can teach you. But you have to be willing and open, and you have to do the work. And if nobody fixes you. And sadly, we're still trying to move away from that model and that level of understanding, which is what can you do? And if I work with you for an hour a week, or you work with me, what am I doing for the other however many hours there is?
Well, exactly. This is it, And I think that's such a valid point, because I think that can actually catch out so much people as well, like looking forward to, say, a Monday class at 7 o'clock in the evening or something. But then what effort are you putting into like your overall healing, away from that? Like, is the other 6 days, are you doing things that, you shouldn't be doing? Are you falling back in unhealthy habits? And then just like placing all the emphasis on that one day again. Do you know what I mean? You've got to put in so much commitment every day of your life, in every area of your life, if you really want to see long lasting change and results.
Well, this is the thing. And, I met a really nice young doctor who comes in our retreat, and he actually has come out of the GP practice because he realised that writing prescriptions doesn't make people well.
Oh, wow. I love that. Yeah.
He moved into addiction. And interestingly enough, he's a lot younger than me. I think he's only 30, but we both came to the exact same conclusion. 3 months is not enough. You need to go back to a different environment, and you need a lot more support. And that I see that change as going back to living in communities where we have, we take away all the overheads. People, and it's what are you willing to give up? We need to be growing our own food. We can't trust these goons with anything. They've poisoned absolutely everything. Our government is actually dictating and ruling us now, rather than realising actually who's paying your wages.
There's no word. I know. It's shocking.
That Rishi Sunak, I'm just like, I would like to actually have a one go. He stood up in Parliament and said the vaccines have done no damage, they're safe. What an absolute lie. It's just mental what they're getting away with and how deluded they are. But again, it's 100% about us, the people. They're not coming to save us. Nobody is. We need to make the moves. It's a groundswell of people realising this isn't working for the masses. It's only working for the elite few, and we are making them rich. We can stop that now, today. Look what they did. They shut down the world in 5-6 days. We can do that if enough of us stop our arses and are willing to take action. To a place of love and just say, no, we're not participating in that anymore. We're going to create our own thing. And see, the thing about Scotland is we've got the most incredible land and the most incredible food. Right, we do. Shores and our rivers, when we stop polluting them, and and trees and plant space, we've got everything that we need. And when we stop being greedy and materialistic and going back into the hearts and looking after each other, the job's already done. It's just taking enough of us to realise that. And there's a lot of incredible stuff going on. And like you were saying before we went live, we need to come together, and that's this goddess gathering. Like, there's hundreds of retreats and day things you can go to, and and I didn't want it just to be another one, because there's so many people doing great work, but I wanted this one, this goddess gathering, to get right into the subconscious, clear out all the crap, and let's feel that power, that inner knowing, and let's all work from there. And people that show up to events like that are already 99% of the way there. So
absolutely,
it's an experience, and it's a 2-day experience where we'll take you into that journey of inner knowing, where you really truly remember your own power. So thank you so much for being a part of that.
Oh, thank you. Like, honestly, I am so excited. I'm buzzing for it. I really am. And I just think that, not just obviously doing the sound bath and people who have never experienced a sound bath before, or even if people have, I'm not just excited for that part. It's the vision that you've got. It's what you're creating. I'm really excited to be a part of that, because it's something that is so much on my heart and soul as well. Hence why I started women's circles. Back in 2021, that was when I started the online women's circles. And then even last year, I wrote a chapter in a book. I came together with 24 women from all over the world and wrote a chapter in a book called Voices of Impact. That one was volume 3. And I do believe the publisher, Melanie Wood, she's Australian. I think it's on volume 4 now. So she's got 4 volumes. Each book has got about 24, 25 women. So that's about 100 women now have came together to be a part of that series. Again, I've been through so much trauma with women in my life, and I've had so much to heal from, that this is why I just love anything like this. I am fully behind it 100%, because I know how important it is to heal from trauma related to women. I know how important it is to come together with other women to support, heal, and grow alongside each other. So again, I take my hats off to you. Like, what you're doing right now, it is absolutely incredible. It is so needed, and I am just so grateful to be a part of it. I really am.
Yeah, I think when we were at, thank you for all of that, because I think that's what I'm finding is the women that are ready to take action.
Yeah, they're coming together. Yeah.
And certainly in Glasgow and Edinburgh, I was quite kind of, profoundly moved, because, I very much trust my intuition now and do what I'm kind of guided to do. But I don't think I really fully realised what we were creating at the time.
Yeah. Well, I just got goosebumps when you said that. Like, I actually felt that. And I think it'll be the same Dundee, Aberdeen as well.
Absolutely. It is phenomenally exciting.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Said, love this. Totally vouch for sound healing. During lockdown, I had the worst toothache ever and did eventually have to get the tooth out. But the amazing thing was that the sound controlled the pain. Isn't that amazing? I just found sound healing for toothache and it worked, because toothache's a horrible thing. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I can't wait to meet you in person.
I know, me too.
It's just going to be, again, it's just a game changer. So please, anybody watching this, please share with anybody in the Aberdeen area, or if you want to come up to Aberdeen and join us for the weekend, it's £99 for this. Oh no, I think it's the early bird's done. It's 137 for 2 days with a phenomenal lineup of speakers. Go into Heal Scotland /events. You'll find everything there. You'll find it on Facebook. I'll put the link below. And Billie Jo, thank you so much for your time and your passion. I can
thank
feel
you so much. I've just ended this on a high now. I'm just feeling so great, and just can't wait. Really looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
One more thing that I didn't ask. Do you have a physical space or place in Aberdeen?
So for doing the sound baths right now, what I've been doing is like testing out different venues over the last few months. So some of them have worked, some of them haven't worked. But it looks like moving forwards, the main venue that I'll be using, well, one of the main ones, will be down at the Castlegate in Aberdeen, which is pretty much the city centre. But it's just like a little side street. It's called Justice Street. And the reason why I love that venue so much is because, again, it's all about helping each other, with our visions. The person, Zara, I'm actually going to give this person a shout out, this amazing woman, Zara Grant, what she's doing for mental health in teens and in children. She's doing so much for the city, she really is. So she's running a non-profit hub basically in the city centre, and she rents out a room for your local businesses like myself, or anybody, even charities and things like that. They can rent out the room there for say £20 an hour, but all that money goes into her vision, so like what she's doing for kids and teenagers with their mental health. So it's absolutely amazing. So tend to be like, yeah, absolutely. So do the sound baths down there, but apart from that, just really work from home right now. I am looking for a more permanent venue, so I'll put it out to the universe and we'll see what manifests.
I'm going to be up there for a week, so I would really love to meet that woman.
Oh wow! You'll have to let me know when. Yeah, yeah.
Teenagers' health is mental health is a huge issue. My daughter bought a house in Stonehaven, so I'm coming up for the week.
Beautiful. Stonehaven is such a lovely place. It's just outside of Aberdeen, but it's picturesque. It's stunning.
And I heard there's a sauna down there at the so
yeah,
sauna. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Listen, fantastic to meet you, and I will see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, can't wait. Have a beautiful day, and thanks again. Thank you so much.